Hi traders, because it's bank holiday, I'm not going to be running a live stream today, but we're going to go over the currency strength and weakness trading ideas for the 26th to the 30th of August. So what are we focusing on here today? Well, we're actually going to be focusing on the Swiss franc. Why am I focusing on the Swiss franc? Well, it's because of this pattern here that's forming within the markets, this potential reversal that has been spotted on the currency strength meter. And typically what I try and identify with the currency strength meter is that when we're in these areas high where price has been very bullish, I'm looking for the reversal. There was a similar pattern which happened as well back in June, where we had a very strong Swiss franc, and then we saw some weakness coming into that market. That, albeit, was short-term weakness, and I'm looking for something potentially very similar again. And what I'm looking to do is pair it with currency pairs that are stronger or in potential reversal territory. So one of those currencies that is strong is the New Zealand dollar. It has been stronger. The market has been rallying to the upside here, so I'm looking to see if there's a potential for New Zealand Swiss to stay strong. Also, the Great British Pound has been a strong currency as well, continuing to drive higher. So it's following a very similar path to the New Zealand dollar right now. So looking to try and trade pound as well to the upside. And there's been a recent report from Goldman Sachs that pound Swiss they think is a good currency to look for long opportunities, or a currency pair to look for long ideas. And then obviously the dollar is the weakest currency at the moment, but in that reversal zone, looking potentially for a move to the upside, maybe in the very, very short term at least. So let's take a look at the Forex heat map. What was it highlighting to us? So we've got cable as potential long opportunities, Kiwi as well. We've got Euro Kiwi bearish, Euro pound bearish, Euro yen bearish, pound Swiss bullish, pound CAD bullish, Kiwi CAD bullish, and Kiwi Swiss bullish. Now, a lot of the CAD pairs not really too much of interest for me, because I still like the idea of being a buyer of CAD because of the commitment to trade report data that we saw. Dollar CAD breach 136 now, so not too focused on that, but I am focusing in on the Swiss franc. So let's take a look at what's going on pound Swiss. Now, when we look at this, we always look at the WCS method. Why do we want to be in the markets? The conditions around it and a strategy to use. Well, looking at the Y is the strength meter. The strength meter is telling us to look at this for a potential long idea. Do the conditions match? Now, to me, we've got a 50-50 on pound Swiss, and the reason being is because on this daily chart we have a nice trend line resistance in here that has been breached, but if we look at it in terms of higher highs and higher lows, we haven't really made any that were indicative of a bullish trend. Now that brings me to what's going over here on the 4-hour chart, because like I said, we have broken that strong trend line resistance, and if you look at price, we have this potential ascending triangle pattern that is forming. Typically that can be quite bullish, and if price maybe breaks out of these highs here, then the conditions would have changed in terms of this is now potentially turning bullish. So what I'm looking for really is a daily close above these previous highs, or if you want to look at maybe early opportunities above the H4 highs, or break out of this H4 pattern, really, with ideas to maybe see price move towards 114, maybe even to the 115 handle. Seasonally as well, Swiss franc can be a little bit weaker this time of year. Taking a look at Kiwi Swiss then. So again, Kiwi's been a very strong performing currency. We saw a complete reversal to the sort of downward momentum that we had in the market due to the volatility. Very similar trading patterns being formed here, although this time the trend line resistance on the daily chart is much higher, in line with this kind of 53, 54 handle, which were these kind of previous breakout lows. So you can kind of see, looking left there, we're at the sort of previous area where there was a very strong support, and this is going to be crucial for us going forward. I think if price can break out of that little zone there, that high, then I think we could trade up to the trend line resistance, maybe even to those previous lows. So again, look at the 4-hour time frame. We've got a very similar pattern. Market forming a resistance but at the moment the lows are getting higher. So if we were to break out of that, maybe a close above 5,300, then a move up to 5,350s could be something to take into consideration. And then finally, dollar Swiss. Now I'm including dollar Swiss because obviously dollar's been very weak recently, very bearish this market. If we were to see any kind of significant changes, I'm looking at where the weekly chart support is, 0.84. We could see price come into this area first before seeing a potential short-term rebound. Very strong bearish trend here at the moment, so I don't typically want to go against it until some conditions change. Recently we had the market that was pulling back from finding support. We saw a break of trendline support, break of previous structure lows, and then you can see the market has just been pretty much to the downside ever since. So if we're looking for longs, then we need to see conditions change. So at the moment, very bearish. If we break into new highs here, then that could be something that is bullish for the market, and we could see moves back up towards the 8,700 areas. So that's what I'm looking at there on dollar Swiss. Hopefully you enjoyed this video update. If you did, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new, and I'll speak to you very, very soon.